This is Parenting Devotion Day number 4. The title of it is 2 Rules Every Parent Must Teach Their Children. Here's the big idea. Biblical parenting incrementally releases your child from your rules and from your authority while placing them under the most influential governing dynamic known to humanity. Here's that governing dynamic: to love God and to love others supremely. If your child's heart is motivated and governed by those 2 truths, and you help him to embrace that kind of affection for God and his neighbor, you will serve your child very well. Hello everyone, Rick Thomas here. We're helping people live effective lives. This is Parenting Devotion number 4. I want to teach you 2 rules, only 2 rules that you need to teach your child. The text I'm using here is Matthew 22. Jesus talked about this in verses 36 through 40. Here is what he said. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the great and first commandment. And a second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. That is your parenting objective, which is to lead your child to Christ so he can learn to love God and to love others most of all. There is no other code of conduct. There is no other religious system that could provide anything better than those 2 rules or those 2 truths. Living under God's authority with a satiable love for Him is God glorifying, it is soul satisfying, and it is neighbor affecting. The most remarkable thing about the 2 great commandments is that there are only 2 of them. Too many rules makes one's head swim. The rule-based life is a yoke of slavery that whittles you down to an awkward, out-of-step conservatism as it exasperates you to the point of throwing the rules out the window and walking away from God. So if you're going to teach your child rules, then show him how to love God. Show him how to love his neighbor more than himself. Let the Lord's primary rules be your top 2. Always remember that these rules, and I put that in quotation marks, but always remember that these rules have more to do with your child's attitude than his behaviors. You cannot love God and you cannot love others more than yourself unless the Lord has transformed your inner being. This need makes shepherding a child's heart important because all behaviors, whether they're good or bad, they flow from his attitude. They flow from his heart. Isn't that true for you? Your attitude about God, how you think about God, that determines how you respond to Him. Your attitude about God, it determines how you respond to your neighbor, how you will react to your neighbor. Because loving God and others is the end game, that is the goal for you, then you must carefully consider how to motivate your child toward that God-glorifying goal. You need to determine if what you are doing as a parent is helping to facilitate that kind of change in your child's life. If what you're doing is not facilitating that kind of change, then you want to discard it. Of course, the first step in the transformation process of your child is for your child to be born again. And that is not something that you can make happen. Only the Lord can grant spiritual transformation to anyone. Your job is to point your child to the gospel while pleading with God to implement this essential first step, which is for your child to trust God, for your child to be born again. Now, once your child is regenerated by the power of the gospel, once God grants repentance and makes your child born again, then he's on the path of loving God and loving others well. Now, the 2 ways you can cooperate with the Lord in this process, this hope-filled aim of regeneration, is in this order. The first thing you want to do is to model the gospel before your child. And the second thing you want to do is to teach the gospel to your child. Teaching the gospel is more evident to most Christians. It's more evident than modeling the gospel, which is why I've listed 4 ways at the end of this devotion that you can model the gospel to your child with the hope that the Lord will regenerate him so he can be empowered to love God and love others supremely. This is Parenting Day 4. I'm talking about 2 rules every parent must teach their children. In order for their child to be able to embrace and follow their rules, those 2 rules, they must be born again. Now here are 4 ways you can help lead your child to Christ to where he can be regenerated, hopefully, by the power of the gospel. The first thing is for you to model gratitude. If your child were free to speak the truth to you, would he say that gratitude characterizes you, that you're an optimistic person, that you are a grateful person? Model gratitude. Number 2, model kindness. What does your child experience more from you? Your kindness to him or your disappointment in him? Number 3, model serving. Do you serve in such a way that your kid is motivated to emulate your servant's heart? And then number 4, model repentance. Are you an active repenter? And your child is a regular recipient of your request for forgiveness. Now, by practicing these 4 Christ characteristics, you will motivate your child to love God and to love others more than himself. This is day number 4 of the Parenting Devotion. 2 rules that you want to teach your child. Again, they are love God and love others most. And in order for your child to do that well, he must be born again. Therefore, you want to model and teach the gospel to him.